Did you know that by the age of 80, the average person may have lost up to 50% of their muscle mass compared to their younger years? This condition, known as sarcopenia, affects more than 50 million seniors worldwide and quietly erodes the independence of countless individuals each year. In fact, over 300,000 older adults are hospitalized annually due to falls directly linked to muscle weakness. But here's what might truly surprise you. According to a study published in the Journal of Physiology, losing significant muscle with age is not inevitable. While many people in their 70s struggle to climb stairs or stand from a chair without help, there's an extraordinary group of seniors who defy expectations. These so-called Superagers not only retain impressive muscle strength and function, they often look and move like people decades younger. They hike, play sports, and live fully independent lives even into their 90s. So, what's their secret? Research from the Mayo Clinic has identified specific habits that can dramatically slow or even reverse muscle loss in aging adults. Shockingly, 93% of seniors are completely unaware of these practices. And here's the kicker. The most crucial habit, as recognized by Harvard Medical School, is rarely mentioned by healthcare providers. In fact, many doctors continue to give advice that's outdated, advice that could be accelerating muscle decline instead of preventing it. That's why in today's video, we're revealing the real science behind preserving muscle strength as you age. Starting with the #1 mistake that most people make every single day, unknowingly activating genetic pathways that lead to faster muscle deterioration. Correcting. This one habit could mean the difference between living independently and needing constant assistance. So, stick with us until the end. You won't want to miss the practical strategies that could change your life or the life of someone you love. And before we dive in, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We love hearing from our amazing community around the world. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss a health video that could make a real difference. Let's begin. Let's dive into habit number 7. Harnessing the power of hormetic stressors. If you've ever wondered how some people in their 80s maintain youthful strength and resilience, here's a surprising truth. They intentionally expose themselves to certain types of good stress. Known in science as hormetic stressors, these are mild, controlled challenges that actually trigger positive adaptations in the body, especially for muscle maintenance and growth. Hormesis refers to the beneficial effects that come from low doses of stressors that would be harmful in high doses. In simpler terms, small challenges can make your body and your muscles stronger. According to the Buck Institute for Research on Aging, brief exposure to these stressors can activate protective cellular responses, helping to preserve muscle integrity and even promote new growth. Yes, even in your 80s. Let's look at the top hormetic stressors used by so-called superagers. Temperature variation. A quick blast of cold water at the end of your shower, just 30 to 60 seconds, or short cold plunges can do wonders. They activate brown fat, stimulate mitochondrial growth, and increase levels of a powerful hormone called adiponectin, which helps prevent muscle breakdown. Heat exposure works too. Regular use of a sauna or hot baths can activate heat shock. Proteins, which are vital for repairing damaged muscle tissue and protecting against protein loss. One Finnish study found that people who used the sauna 4 to 7 times per week had a 40% lower rate of muscle loss over 10 years compared to non-users. Intermittent fasting. Also known as time-restricted eating, this practice involves consuming all your meals within an 8 to 10 hour window each day. Doing so activates autophagy, your body's built-in cleanup crew that removes damaged cellular components and improves muscle quality. Research from the Salk Institute shows that intermittent fasting can enhance muscle mitochondrial function by up to 10% in just 12 weeks, regardless of weight loss. 3. Short, intense muscle contractions. This practice is known as overcoming isometrics. It involves pushing or pulling against an immovable object with full effort for just 5 to 10 seconds. Despite being brief, These contractions send a strong signal to your muscles, helping to maintain size, strength, and function with minimal stress on the joints. It's ideal for older adults who want strength without injury. The key with all these stressors? They're intermittent. Short bursts of stress followed by recovery. This rhythm allows your body to adapt, rebuild, and grow stronger. When done correctly, these practices stimulate longevity genes, like sirtuins and FOXO, that are directly involved in preserving muscle as we age. Start slowly. Build your tolerance. These strategies aren't about pushing yourself to the edge. They're about sending your body the right signals in just the right doses. Habit number 6. Time your protein. Right as we grow older, how and when we consume protein becomes just as important as how much. Here's why. With age, our bodies become less efficient at using the protein we eat to build and repair muscle. This phenomenon is called anabolic resistance. It means your muscles don't respond to protein the same way they did when you were younger. According to a study in the Journal of Nutrition, the common habit among seniors, eating the majority of their daily protein in a single large meal, usually dinner, can actually hinder muscle development. Here's the game changer. Each meal creates a window of opportunity for muscle building that lasts about 3 to 4 hours. If you're only consuming protein once or twice a day, you're missing multiple chances to stimulate muscle growth. The ideal approach? Aim for 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein at each meal, spaced evenly throughout the day. At breakfast, instead of just toast or cereal, add in eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or a protein smoothie. At lunch and dinner, include lean meats, fish, dairy, or plant-based options like lentils, tofu, or beans. For vegetarians, pairing plant proteins smartly, like beans with rice or hummus with whole grain bread, ensures a full amino acid profile. A 12-week study by the University of Texas found that older adults who distributed their protein intake across all meals experienced an average gain of 1.2 pounds of lean muscle without changing anything else in their lifestyle. Bottom line, it's not just what you eat, but when you eat it. Strategically, timing your protein can boost muscle synthesis by up to 25%, giving you a serious edge in maintaining strength, energy, and independence. Habit number 5. Optimize your vitamin D. Levels over 80% of seniors are deficient in a nutrient. So vital for muscle health, researchers now refer to it as the muscle vitamin. That nutrient is vitamin D. While vitamin D is widely known for supporting bone strength, its role in maintaining muscle mass, strength, and coordination is even more critical as we age. According to Harvard Medical School, vitamin D directly activates genes responsible for muscle protein synthesis. Your muscle cells have specialized receptors that rely on vitamin D to function properly. Without enough of it, your muscles simply don't get the signal they need to grow and stay strong. A study published in JAMA Internal Medicine found that seniors with optimal vitamin D levels had 25% more muscle strength than those who were deficient. They also showed better balance, faster reaction time, and fewer falls, key factors in preserving independence. Superagers, those in their 70s, 80s, and beyond who maintain extraordinary vitality, consistently maintain vitamin D levels above 40 ng/ml. By contrast, many seniors have levels under 20 ng/ml, a range classified as deficient. So how do you ensure you're getting enough? While sunlight can help your body produce vitamin D, aging skin produces 50% less. That's why most older adults need to supplement, and 600 IU per day is not enough. Research shows that most seniors require 2,000 to 4,000 IU daily, ideally, based on individual blood test results. In addition to supplements, focus on vitamin D-rich foods like fatty fish, salmon, sardines, egg yolks, fortified dairy or plant-based milk, and mushrooms exposed to sunlight. If you're supplementing vitamin D to protect your muscles and prevent falls, there's one critical detail you might be missing: its essential partner, vitamin K2. Vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium, But without enough vitamin K2, that calcium may end up in the wrong place, your arteries instead of your bones. This can increase the risk of arterial calcification, a dangerous process that hardens the arteries and raises cardiovascular risk. Vitamin K2 works like a traffic director for calcium. It ensures that this crucial mineral gets deposited where it belongs, in your bones and muscles, not your blood vessels. So where can you find vitamin K2? It's most abundant in fermented foods like natto, fermented soybeans, sauerkraut, and in animal products such as liver, egg yolks, and certain aged cheeses. If you're taking a vitamin D supplement, especially more than 2,000 IU per day, it's wise to pair it with a source of K2 or choose a supplement that combines both. And don't forget, before starting any supplementation, ask your doctor for a vitamin D blood test. The optimal range for muscle protection is above 40 Nursery ml, but your exact needs may vary. This crucial synergy between D and K2 is often overlooked, yet it can profoundly influence your strength, balance, and overall vitality. Habit number 4. Reduce chronic inflammation daily. What do almost all superagers have in common? They maintain consistently low levels of inflammation. Scientists now recognize that one of the biggest threats to muscle health as we age is a hidden force called inflammaging, chronic low-grade inflammation that quietly chips away at your muscle tissue day after day. Here's why it matters. Inflammation activates biological pathways that break down muscle protein faster than your body can rebuild it. Even worse, it blunts the muscle-building signals that normally kick in after you exercise or eat protein. A landmark study from Tufts University found that older adults with high inflammation markers lost muscle 3 times faster than those with low inflammation, regardless of their diet or exercise habits. So what do high-performing older adults do differently? They actively manage inflammation through daily habits that anyone can adopt. First, they prioritize sleep. Superagers consistently get 7 to 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep in a completely dark environment. Poor sleep can spike inflammatory cytokines by up to 40%, accelerating muscle loss. Second, they nourish their gut health. According to researchers at the University of California, changes in gut bacteria with age are a direct driver of systemic inflammation. Superagers counter this by eating a diverse range of plant foods, aiming for 30+ different types per week, and including fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, or kimchi, all rich in probiotics. Third, they train smart. While staying active is essential, too much high-intensity exercise can increase inflammation in older adults. Instead, they focus on moderate-intensity movement most days, like walking, cycling, or swimming, and sprinkle in short bursts of high intensity, once or twice a week. This balanced approach boosts strength without overstressing the system. The key takeaway: inflammation is not just about pain or illness, it's silently stealing your muscle mass. By managing sleep, gut health, and exercise intensity, you can protect your body from this hidden enemy and preserve your independence for years to come. In addition to sleep, gut health, and smart movement, high-performing older adults regularly include specific anti-inflammatory nutrients in their daily routine. The most effective of these? Omega-3 fatty acids, which can be consumed through fatty fish like salmon, sardines, or mackerel, or through high-quality supplements. The sweet spot? 2 to 3 grams daily. They also rely on curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, and polyphenol-rich foods like berries, green tea, and extra virgin olive oil. This combination supports cellular recovery and helps the body stay in a state that favors muscle preservation. In fact, a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that this nutrient trio can reduce inflammation markers by up to 29% in just 12 weeks. If you want to track your progress, ask your doctor for a high-sensitivity C-reactive protein test, HHS-CRP. This simple blood test provides a reliable snapshot of systemic inflammation. Superagers typically maintain levels below 1.0 while most older adults have levels 3 to 5 times higher. Managing inflammation is not just about feeling better. It's the secret to maintaining strength, balance, and mobility well into your 80s and beyond. Habit number 3. Target key micronutrients daily. When it comes to nutrition, most advice focuses on macronutrients like protein, carbs, and fats. But here's the truth. Without the right micronutrients, your body cannot effectively build or maintain muscle, no matter how much protein you eat or how much you exercise. Superagers know this, and they ensure they never fall short on the key: vitamins and minerals that power muscle function. One of the most important is magnesium. Researchers at the University of Vermont refer to it as the forgotten electrolyte. And for good reason. Over 70% of seniors are deficient, and this silent shortfall can sabotage your muscle strength. Magnesium plays a central role in over 300 enzyme-driven processes, many of which directly impact muscle contraction, recovery, and coordination. A 2021 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that seniors with optimal magnesium levels had 30% greater grip strength and significantly better mobility compared to those with mild deficiencies. To maintain strong levels, Superagers eat magnesium-rich foods like dark leafy greens, spinach, Swiss chard, nuts and seeds, pumpkin seeds, almonds, legumes and beans, dark chocolate, minimum 70% cacao. They often supplement daily with bioavailable forms like magnesium glycinate or magnesium threonate, which are easier on the stomach and more effective at reaching muscle tissue and the nervous system. Another powerful addition to the longevity toolkit is creatine. While it's best known among athletes and bodybuilders, research now shows it holds major benefits for older adults as well. In a landmark study from McMaster University, seniors who took 3 to 5 grams of creatine daily saw substantial improvements in muscle mass, strength, cognitive performance. What's more, the combination of creatine with light resistance training produced better results than exercise alone. Creatine works by increasing cellular energy production, ATP, and drawing water into the muscle cells, enhancing both power and recovery. The best part? It's safe, affordable, and doesn't require any complicated protocols. Just take it once a day, ideally with a meal that contains protein or carbohydrates for better absorption. Micronutrients like magnesium and creatine are game changers. They act as the spark plugs behind every muscle contraction and every rep of your workout. Ignoring them means missing out on the full benefits of your healthy lifestyle. To truly foster an anabolic environment, protein intake alone isn't enough. Another often overlooked micronutrient is methylated B12. As we age, the body's ability to absorb B12 declines sharply, primarily due to reduced stomach acid production. Even more concerning, commonly prescribed medications like metformin and proton pump inhibitors further deplete this vital nutrient. A deficiency in B12 directly affects muscle energy production and nerve function. That's why high-performing seniors often supplement with methylcobalamin, the active form of B12, rather than the cheaper cyanocobalamin found in standard multivitamins. Next, trace minerals like zinc, selenium, and chromium play a critical role in supporting protein synthesis and boosting insulin sensitivity, both essential for delivering nutrients into muscle tissue. A comprehensive study by Tufts University revealed that older adults with optimal levels of these minerals maintained up to 22% more muscle mass over a 5-year period compared to those with deficiencies. Rather than relying on generic multivitamins, Superagers typically undergo micronutrient testing to identify specific deficiencies and personalize their supplement intake accordingly. This targeted approach ensures they're meeting their unique biochemical needs without wasting money on unnecessary nutrients, and more importantly, it supports sustained muscle health and strength. Habit number 2. Preserve your neuromuscular junctions. There's a crucial aspect of muscle loss that flies under the radar for most seniors. The decline doesn't start in the muscle fibers themselves. It begins in the connection between your nerves and your muscles. These connections, called neuromuscular junctions, act like power outlets, delivering the electrical signals needed for muscle activation. As we age, especially after 60, these junctions begin to deteriorate, and this breakdown severely compromises the brain's ability to communicate with the muscles, even if protein intake and exercise remain consistent. Groundbreaking research from the University of Michigan revealed that seniors classified as Superagers showed significantly better neuromuscular integrity than their peers. In fact, specific strategies have been identified that can protect and even rebuild these vital connections. The first strategy involves practicing movement patterns that require precision and coordination. Activities like Tai Chi, dancing, table tennis, or even pickleball have been shown to strengthen neuromuscular communication far more effectively than walking or conventional resistance training. These practices force the nervous system to recruit muscle fibers in controlled, deliberate patterns, strengthening the connections in the process. A 2020 study published in the Journal of Physiology found that older adults who engaged in coordination-focused activities just twice a week preserved 31% more neuromuscular junctions compared to those who stuck with basic exercise routines. The second approach involves compounds that support nerve muscle health. Research indicates that alpha-lipoic acid and acetyl-L-carnitine offer powerful protection against oxidative damage in neuromuscular junctions. Additionally, special forms of vitamin B1, such as benfotiamine and huperzine A, a compound derived from Chinese club moss, have been shown to boost acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter responsible for initiating muscle contractions. Finally, Superagers often practice breathing techniques that stimulate the vagus nerve, a key regulator of neuromuscular communication. A simple daily routine like box breathing, inhaling for 4 counts, holding for 4, exhaling for 4, and holding again for 4, performed for just 5 minutes per day, can enhance neural activation of muscles by up to 15%. The connection between brain, nerves, and muscles isn't just about movement, it's about preserving strength, independence, and vitality as you age. Fourth, they focus on the eccentric or lowering phase of each exercise. Research shows that this phase is especially beneficial for improving strength in older adults. By gradually lowering weights with control, muscle fibers experience greater tension, which stimulates growth while reducing joint strain. This method is not only effective, it's gentle enough for individuals who begin their strength journey later in life. A landmark study from the University of Alabama found that seniors in their 70s who followed a structured progressive resistance training program gained an average of 3.3 pounds of muscle and saw a 35% increase in strength in just 12 weeks. These gains were accompanied by improvements in blood glucose control, bone density, and even cognitive function. So, what's the most common mistake seniors make? It's the belief that resistance training is risky or irrelevant at their age. In reality, not engaging in resistance training is far riskier. It accelerates muscle loss, increases frailty, raises the risk of falls, and can ultimately compromise independence. If you take away just one habit from this entire video, let it be this: progressive resistance training. Start slow, get guidance from a qualified trainer, and ensure proper technique. Begin at a comfortable intensity for your fitness level, and gradually build up. Just 2 30-minute sessions per week can dramatically change the course of your aging journey. These are the 7 evidence-backed habits that explain how certain 80-year-olds maintain the strength and vitality of people decades younger. Start today with the habit that feels most approachable to you, and build momentum from there. The choices you make today will shape your future strength, independence, and vitality. We'd love to hear from you. Which of these 7 habits are you already practicing? Which one surprised you the most? Do you know any seniors who display exceptional strength and energy for their age? There is also a strong emphasis on eccentric or lowering phases of exercises, something studies have shown to be especially effective in boosting strength in older adults. Slowly lowering weights increases muscle tension while putting less strain on the joints. This approach has proven highly beneficial, even for individuals who begin strength training later in life. One notable study from the University of Alabama found that seniors in their 70s who engaged in progressive resistance training gained an average of 3.3 pounds of muscle and increased their strength by an impressive 35% in just 12 weeks. Even more encouraging, these gains were accompanied by improvements in blood sugar control, bone density, and cognitive function. So what's the biggest mistake many seniors make? One of the most common misconceptions is believing that resistance training is too risky or unnecessary at their age. But skipping resistance training can accelerate muscle loss, increasing frailty, fall risk, and ultimately leading to a loss of independence. If you take only one habit from this entire video, let it be this one: progressive resistance training. Begin with guidance from a qualified professional to ensure proper form. Start at a level appropriate for your current fitness, and gradually increase intensity from there. Just 2 30-minute sessions per week can dramatically change the trajectory of your aging process. To wrap it up, these are the 7 science-backed habits that explain how some 80-year-olds manage to retain muscle strength comparable to people decades younger. Start with the habit that feels most manageable for you, then build from there. The decisions you make today can powerfully shape your future health, independence, and strength. Now, we'd love to hear from you. Which of these 7 habits are already part of your life? Which one surprised you the most? And do you know someone in their 70s or 80s who still displays incredible strength? Drop your thoughts and stories in the comments. We're excited to read them. Thank you for watching, and we truly appreciate your support.